Hello, and thanks for tuning in to the Kathy Jenkins Show, where big band jazz meets Broadway and more. Today, we're going to visit Broadway with the Kander Ebb and Fosse Broadway musical, Chicago. Currently, the longest-running show on Broadway for 28-plus years since Phantom of the Opera and Cats. One of my favorite musicals, as it embodies my love of jazz, dance, and the Broadway musical together in a comedic farce. Rob Marshall's directorial film debut and choreography took the 2002 movie musical Chicago to even greater heights, starring Catherine Zeta-Jones, Renee Zellweger, Richard Gere, and Queen Latifah. But more importantly was the innovative way in which it was filmed for us viewers, taking the former one-dimensional style of filming musicals in exciting new directions. I've had the privilege to perform the role of Mama Morton, and I'll be reprising some of the Chicago music here today live with my accompanist and musical colleague, John Maik.
Hello.
Thanks for being on the Kathy Jenkins Show today.
Sure.
John and I have performed together here in sunny Southwest Florida in many different ensemble sizes in the Fort Myers area here. And I dubbed John the triple threat because he plays piano with his fingers, bass with his feet, and coordinates a drum machine at the same time. Oh, wow, that is a triple threat. John, how did all this begin for you?
I'm from Patterson, New Jersey. I started on drums, drum and bugle corps.
So you started on drums before moving to piano then?
Yes, with the rudiments and the parades, and then a little trap set. That went on for a while until about sophomore in high school. I started tinkering around with pianos. My dad played little piano. I had some brothers. They all played. And around sophomore year or so, sort of got semi-serious about playing. And I got with a soul group, an 8-piece soul band that we had singers up front, dance steps and mic tricks.
Choreography and all of the show stuff, costumes, the whole deal, huh?
Yes.
How fun.
Custom-made costumes, and we did local gigs around Patterson.
Okay.
And it stretched out to New York City a little bit. Played some Apollo Theater. And
wow.
And it's 1968, 69. Played with Kool and the Gang.
Ooh.
They were just coming out. So the piano got a little more serious. And then,
sure. Did you say that you opened for Kool and the Gang?
No, they opened for us.
Oh, my goodness,
they
wow.
Were just coming around Essex Hotel in Newark. By 1969, I believe they used their equipment. They're just starting to stretch out nationally. That was pretty neat.
Yeah,
so,
to have them opening for you.
It was a New Year's gig. And then we started playing a little more locally around Patterson, Passaic County area, northern New Jersey, what it was.
Right. Gotcha. Was the Essex Hotel, was that like a grand ballroom or something that you played in? Ah,
yes,
gotcha.
It was. It was a big gig for us because it was New Year's and everything. So
sure.
Then everybody graduated high school, went their own ways. I went to school up in Boston and I had to clamp down if I didn't want to get drafted.
Right. You did say that. Did you tell me you went to the Berklee School of Music up in Boston?
Yes, I did.
Very prestigious.
I was a young kid at the time, so it was hard getting through, though. I really had 2 piano teachers and a lot of courses.
Oh, it takes a lot of perseverance to get through college. And what was your major?
Arranging and composition.
Arranging and composition.
Yeah. Piano was a minor. Everybody's a major and a minor.
Right. Mm-hmm.
It was 49 years just a couple of days ago. And then I toured with a show band, real good show band on East Coast of Florida, Canada. And that was 4.5 years. That was a good experience.
Yeah. Now, what was the name of that group?
The Bedfords.
The Bedfords.
Yeah, the Bedfords.
Yeah, and were you doing the R&B repertoire, or did you expand into rock or?
No, it was the disco days.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Disco was hot. Disco was going on.
Was it a horn band?
Yeah.
That's what I
3 horns, 3 shows. We did 2 shows a night, 3 singers up front, steps, a smoke, and costume changes and medleys. It was a good band. We worked all the time, 40 weeks a year.
40 weeks a year, wow.
Home base was Boston, and we'd come back 1 or 2 months, just make sure definitely by April 15th to do our taxes and go on the road 3-4 months, come back 3-4 months. So it's great. Met my wife.
Oh, there we go. And that probably turned a different page for you. Yeah.
Got married, got family, had children. My first daughter's born in Cambridge.
Cambridge, Massachusetts. Okay.
Yes. Then we moved up to Waterville, Maine. 2 more children, Chad and Chelsea. And start playing a little bit of rock, country rock, and some oldies bands up there. After the band broke up, I was a substitute teacher in Somerville, in Cambridge, and Boston. I moved up to Waterville, Maine, did the same thing, picked up painting and bands on the weekends, start raising a family.
Yeah. Oh, boy. I know, because then the responsibilities hit. So, and I mean, I did the same thing in high school because I knew I wanted to perform and sing. And I made sure that I took clerical classes, typing, shorthand, all of that, because I thought, I'm not going to starve. People need typists or computer people all the time. And I will say this. It did certainly come in handy as an account executive in New York City for 10 years. I worked at Digiram, which was a broker. Lots of producers and artists came in. We did the graphic design, the mastering, and I coordinated all of the manufacturing production with the plant. So we really kind of took these people by the hand and created a product for them. I mean, it's all digital now, but it was certainly an experience. And actually, Nick Levanovsky, my ex-husband, he and I recorded 4 or 5 CDs and did all manufacturing through that company because I had the expertise. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to hear a story of murder, greed, corruption, violence, exploitation, adultery, and treachery. All those things we hold near and dear to our hearts. So let's welcome the keeper of the keys, the countess of the clink, the mistress of Murderer's Row, matron Mama Morton. Ask any of the chickies in my pen. They'll tell you I'm the biggest mother hen. I love them all, and all of them love me, because the system works, the system called reciprocity. Got a little motto, always sees me through. When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. There's a lot of favors I'm prepared to do. You do one for mama, she'll do one for you. They say that life is tit for tat. That's the way I live, so I deserve a lot of tat for what I got to give. Don't you know that this hand washes that one too? When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. So what's the one conclusion I can bring this number to? When you're good to mama, mama's good to you. So, you think it's easy running a women's institution for murderers? Of course, then all of my chickies claim to be innocent. Yeah, they've each got a sob story to keep you playing violins. However, anything my girls need, from bleach to nylon cigarettes, I supply, and they reciprocate. Now, you might think what I do is opportunistic, but I consider myself a valuable asset to the city of Chicago. This is the story of two inmates I got to know fairly well, which I don't normally do because of the danger involved, if you know what I mean. Velma Kelly came to Cook County Jail first, a well-known entertainer in the jazz clubs throughout Chicago, allegedly charged with shooting her husband and her sister. Or should I say, her husband with her sister. Here's Velma. Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my nails and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz, start the car, I know a whoopee spot where the gin is cold but the piano's hot. It's just a noisy hall where there's a nightly brawl and all that jazz. Slick your hair and wear your buckle shoes. And all that jazz, I hear that Father Dip is gonna blow the blues. And all that jazz, come on, hun, we're gonna bunny hug. I bought some aspirin down at United Drug in case we shake apart, need a brand new start to do that jazz. Oh, you're gonna see my Sheba shimmy-shake and all that jazz. Oh, I'm gonna shimmy till my garters break and all that jazz. Show me where to park my girdle. Ah, my mother's blooded curdle if she'd hear her baby's queer for all that jazz. Now I'm no one's wife, but oh, I love my life and all that jazz. That jazz. So that's about the time Mrs. Roxy Hart showed up at Cook County Jail, allegedly shot her lover in their apartment. I guess her hubby Amos was covering for her, till he learned that the deceased was their furniture salesman. Now, Roxy was a vaudevillian wannabe and considered herself a songwriter. Here's Roxy's viewpoint on life. It's good. Isn't it grand? Isn't it great? Isn't it swell? Isn't it fun? Isn't it? Nowadays, there's men everywhere, jazz, everywhere booze, everywhere life, everywhere joy, everywhere nowadays. Well, you can like the life you're living. You can live the life you like. You can even marry Harry, but mess around with Ike. And that's good. Isn't it grand? Isn't it great? Isn't it swell? Isn't it fun? Isn't it? But nothing stays. In 50 years or so, it's gonna change, you know. But oh, it's Next, bring in the silver-tongued prince of the courtroom, the one, the only lawyer in Chicago, Billy Flynn, who rescues both his clients, Velma and Roxy, in one case by bamboozling the judge and jury. Give 'em the old razzle-dazzle, razzle-dazzle-um. Give 'em an act with lots of flash in it, and the reaction will be passionate. Give 'em the old three-ring circus, stun and stagger-um. How can they see with sequins in their eyes? Though you are stiffer than a girder, they'll let you get away with murder. Razzle-dazzle-um, 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 and they'll make you a star. You've been listening to The Kathy Jenkins Show, where big band jazz meets Broadway and more. We've covered some musical excerpts from the Broadway musical Chicago today. I need to thank my accompanist, John Maik, for being on the show today.
Thank you very much. It was a privilege.
Oh, John, you're a sweetheart, doll. I hope we get to work together many, many more times in the near future.
Me too.
We also need to thank Unity Gain Recording, Anthony, for all your services. You're a master, and man, oh man, you pieced this stuff together for me, honey. Made me look good. Now, folks, if you'd like to listen to previous shows, you can find them on Buzzsprout or my website, kathyjenkins.net.